What is going on, guys? DragonTamerBlayde here, back with some more Elder Scrolls Legends, and today we're going to be doing another one of the Let's Talk videos. It's kind of a follow-up to the last one. I watched back my last video the other day of microtransactions and cosmetics, and I realized, while I think I did a good job of stating what a lot of the problems are with our current system in Legends, or I guess my perceived problems, because you guys may not agree with me, I realized that while I did offer some solutions, I didn't offer as many solutions as I would have liked to have offered. It kind of was like 90% issues, 10% solutions. So I wanted to take this part 2, the sequel video, to kind of walk through my ideas of what an ideal economy or ecosystem of transactions would be for me personally if I was in charge of designing Legends transaction systems, microtransactions, cosmetic offerings, all that stuff. So I kind of wanted to break it down into a couple core tenets, and these tenets all kind of interweave and cross and mismatch to form, I guess, the basics or the pillars of my proposal. So there's a couple things that I wanted to get out of the way up front. Yes, I do believe that pack deals should continue to be offered, even occasionally pack deals offering core set or old expansions so that newer players can get solid value if they choose to buy into the game. I agree that is a hugely important thing, especially for newer players. Being 3, 4, 5 expansions behind can be very daunting, and having that many cards to collect if you're that far behind sometimes can be off-putting and make you not want to start a game. So if you do have money to buy into a game, I do agree that honestly the more stuff like the starter bundles and all that stuff, more stuff like that, the better for newer players. But even like the 30-30-30 of core Skyrim, Morrowind, I'm fine with those. I think those are great deals and they should continue to exist for newer players. So like the deals I'm talking about would be something like, I don't know if I have anything in here because I'm pretty sure I purchased everything that's been available up to this point. So like these old $5 for 10 packs, $5 for 10 packs, $15 for 20 packs and 3 alt art cards. This isn't the greatest example, but like these ones, or I know at one point there was just the way these things work of, you know, cheaper pack deals, I think should continue to exist for newer players. But it brings me to one of the core tenets, I guess, of my proposal. All cosmetics, so all non-gameplay items, should be purchasable as standalone items. So what does that mean? So something like the starter pack here. While this is a fantastic value, and I would argue you should probably pay the $5 for this regardless, these 3 alt art cards in here should be available as standalone for whatever Bethesda values them at. Maybe Bethesda values them at $5, and in which case you'd be getting these for free, and you'd be silly to not purchase this whole thing. I don't know what they would value it at, but any cosmetic offering should be purchasable as standalone items. I won't necessarily go as far as to say like each individual card should be purchasable, while I wouldn't be against that either. So you could do something like each one of these cards is worth $2 if you just want the card, or you can buy all 3 for $5 instead of $6. Something like that. Like the more specific you can get, I think the better on that front. So potentially players who don't have that sort of expendable money, but maybe just loves Ash Servant as a card, can still get that without being held back. I know $5 isn't a ton of money, but not everybody has that kind of money to spend. So any cosmetics should be available, obtainable as a standalone item for cash. Basically, again, I understand Bethesda needs to make money. I'm not trying to take money out of their pocket. I'm trying to make offers that I think would appeal to more than just a subset of the player base. So cosmetics, always available, standalone, for cash. They can be bundled, like I said. If you want to offer a new title for $5 or a title with 5 packs for $10 or whatever, go ahead and bundle them. You can use those to enhance bundles or to make bundles more enticing, to make people want to spend that money or more money or to upsell. That is a great idea, and I would encourage them to do that. As long, again, I'm going to stop going back to this, but as long as that cosmetic is available as a standalone purchase. But feel free to use them as enhancers, kind of like the cherry on top of other bundles, if you want to mix and match, as long as these items are available separately. You could even have cosmetic bundles, like I mentioned with the card example. Maybe you have a Mudcrab avatar, Mudcrab card back, and an alt art premium Mudcrab merchant, $5 a piece, and you can get all three for $12 or something like that. I think players would be much more receptive to something like that, so that way they can mix and match or grab the whole bundle if you provide them with a value for doing so. Additionally, on the topic of cosmetics, again, I think on a core level, they should be cash-only purchases. But I do think, as time goes on, some cosmetics, not all, but some cosmetics should be purchasable with gold. I know we're kind of in a state of flux with gold at the moment in the economy of the game. Twitch drops and a content drought kind of combine to inflate players' gold and soul gem storage more than is traditionally to be expected. So I understand that gold was probably higher in player stores than will typically be once we get on a more regular release cadence. So once those gold storages are kind of drained a bit, I would say it doesn't even have to be half, but maybe a third of all cosmetics should be purchasable with gold. It lets players grind towards certain things, and not everybody's going to want to spend their gold on cards, so giving them an opportunity to earn some cosmetics in exchange for grinding out gold, I think, is a fair compromise. And you still get to kind of reserve your most premium cosmetics for purchase only. But also on the same subject, besides some being purchasable with gold, I think it would be a great idea for some cosmetics to be earned or earnable. This kind of touches on, Justin Larson made a thread on Reddit about a theoretical currency called Nirnroot, kind of based off of the Nirnroot from Elder Scrolls games, but the quick summation of his post being that Nirnroot would be accrued through playing the game over the course of the month, and then you can exchange that Nirnroot for cosmetics from a special cosmetic store. And I like that idea a lot. I mentioned him, I would expand it a little bit. He mentioned it being a ladder reward, but I would actually, you could go in a couple different ways with this as well. You could have just certain cosmetics tied to certain things. I threw out the idea of potentially unlocking some cosmetics from titles. So let's say you finish the Centurion title, maybe you get like a Dwemer-themed card back and a Dwemer-themed avatar. Doing some little things like that would make those titles feel that much cooler to earn and that much more enticing to work towards, which I think also as a side effect kind of promotes diversity in more of your gameplay, since you could do theoretically goblin-themed title or other faction-themed titles to unlock those corresponding cosmetics for those, and it gives your players something to work towards, so it enhances your players' experience, probably increases retention, so even if you're in another content drought, you have titles and other things you're unlocking that actually provide you with value in return for playing the game. So I think stuff like that would be huge. But not even just title locking back. You could do things like they've done previously with the Legend card back. You could offer a monthly cosmetic for hitting Legend. But I also don't want there to just be a hitting Legend reward. I do agree that people who enjoy playing competitive ladder should have a reward for them, but that's by no means the only way to play the game. So maybe every month there would be a cosmetic for hitting Legend on the ladder, playing or placing a certain top percentage in the gauntlets, finishing X amount of versus or solo arena runs, something along those lines. And then additionally, you could purchase all of those cosmetics if, let's say, for example, I'm an arena-only player, but I really like the Legend cosmetic. I can earn my arena cosmetic and then go purchase the Legend cosmetic. if I should choose to. But I think increasing the amount of things that the player can earn in this game, while giving them also the option to purchase it, kind of, like I mentioned, it'll increase your player retention, increase your player happiness, and just give players more things to do. Just checking my list here. I had a little list of things that I thought was important. But yeah, I like Justin's Nernroot idea. I think there's room for expansion on it. But giving players a reward for, especially like hardcore players who either grind arena, grind comp ladder, even grind solo arena or casual ladder, giving your most hardcore players additional rewards or options rather than just gold, I think is a good idea. And there's also games like Call of Duty and I think Fortnite also have like a ranking system. It's kind of like a side experience, which I think in a game that's based off of an RPG like Legends is, could be a great idea of if every month or X number of months, maybe every quarter, every season you could call them, you started at 0. This would be a use for gaining experience again, since everybody caps out at level 50 and then you never care about level again. You could reset to level 0 after every season or whatever arbitrary period of time that you so choose. And as you're just playing the game, doing anything in the game, maybe even getting bonus experience for opening packs and legendaries and stuff like that, as you play the game, you earn experience, and maybe level 1 gets you 10 gold, level 2 gets you 10 soul gems. But as you play more and more throughout the course of the month and level up, maybe level 10 gets you certain cosmetic, level 20 gets you a rarer cosmetic, and all the way up to level 50, which gets you like the rarest cosmetic of the season that you can earn for grinding, basically just playing the game a ton over the course of a season. And after that season's over and you earned all those rewards, we reset back down to 0, and your rewards or your level resets, and then you start again. And it gives you something to level up, and that's kind of at the core level of what the Elder Scrolls games are, despite the fact that they're this giant, expansive RPG with all of these stories and lore. At the end of the day, it's you leveling up your character and working towards higher rewards. So adding that into this game and re-maximizing this level system that is dead to most players, I think could be a huge benefit for the game. I also have some other ideas as far as like introducing different crafting materials other than just soul gems in order to kind of... It kind of borderlines loot boxes, so I don't want to really talk about that idea until I can flesh it out more. But those are just some of my ideas of what an ideal microtransaction economy looks like for the game. And I think it both makes the players way happier, gives the players more things to do, and arguably I think it could make Bethesda more money in the long run. I don't know what the financials looks like of a lot of those $50, $70, $80 deals. But I think over the course of a year, you'll probably sell more cosmetics and earn more money overall if you offer a bunch of them for $5 each versus 2 or 3 of them for $80 each and lock them into bundles. I don't have the numbers behind that, but I feel like it's more likely if you have 1 million players, it's more likely that, let's say, 900,000 of them can afford to pay $5 at least once, if not multiple times, versus 50,000 of them, maybe less, paying $70 one time. I don't know the numbers, but I feel like that would be pretty likely in my opinion. So that's going to be it for now, guys. Let me know what you guys think of my ideas down below in the comments section. If you agree, disagree, let's get chatting where you guys think I left off. Obviously, I'm not a professional game designer, but these are just my ideas and my feelings of how we could improve the game going forward. I wanted this video to take a more positive note, because I feel like the last one I was being pretty... I don't want to say super negative, but I was kind of just tearing down the current situation without providing a more positive alternative. So I wanted to do that here. But yeah, thank you guys all so very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.